Is artificial intelligence finally taking the jobs of graphic designers? This is a question to you, and I want you to answer after watching this video. You will be the judge. But do you know, with artificial intelligence or AI tools, you can now turn sketches, hand-drawn sketches, to real images. And even if you want to do some photo manipulation, you can do that without using tools like Photoshop, or you want to do some image editing like this. You don't need to use tools like Canva anymore. AI is here to help you do all of this, even if you have never designed a graphics before. That is interesting on one side, but also crazy. And in this video, you'll discover 40 different use cases of the new ChatGPT 4o image generation model. The goal is to show you how you can use this particular model in your business and your daily life. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Just before we continue, I would like to say Happy New Year, because this is my very first video in 2025. But then I can't just see this one out because the model is just mind-blowing, and I hope you also find it interesting. So here is the thing. When the new ChatGPT 4o image generation model was launched, it was only available to Plus and Pro users. But the good news is they just announced recently that even free users can also use it, although there is a rate limit for free users. Okay, now how do you access the ChatGPT 4o image model? The model is integrated natively with the ChatGPT 4o model. So in the model selector, you need to switch to or select GPT 4o or GPT 4.5. I think it works with that. Every other model here, I'm not sure you can access it yet. So that's one way to access it. And you can click on this three dots and select create image. Another thing you can do is prompt it to create an image. So far you're on the model, you are good to go. Another way you can access this is go to sora.com. It is also integrated on Sora, which is OpenAI's text to video, image to video, video to video model. You just need to click on images and select image. And you can also select the aspect ratio you want to use, the number of variations of output you want, and you are good to go. All right, so let's get started. Like I said, I'll be sharing with you 40 use cases, but then in between these use cases, I'll also share some techniques that you should know. So we'll start with this particular one. Now, the reason why this is the first is because anyone watching this can use this like right away. So if you want to enhance your photo, your pictures, just make it clean, more professional and all of that, you can just upload your picture. You can see upload, click on upload, and then just use this simple prompt, very simple prompt. Make this photo the same. So you're not putting or using any excessive prompt and all of that. I've tried different variations. I found that this works. So if you just want to enhance your picture, try this. You can see, even though it's kind of changed the facial look a little bit, but this is still manageable. So that is one use case. Now, use case number two is, let's say you want to generate a professional picture, right? For your LinkedIn or your personal brand. You need something professional, right? You can just upload your picture. You don't necessarily need to do this before you generate your LinkedIn profile picture, or let me say professional headshot. You can just use the picture directly and have this prompt, recreate this image as a LinkedIn profile picture in a corporate dress. You can as well specify the kind of dress you want, right? You can say blue suit and all of that. You can see, and I have this. So from this to this, well, it's not bad, right? So that's the second use case I wanted to share with you. Okay, so let's proceed. The third one would be if you're on social media. I'm very sure you must have seen at least one of these kind of image called Ghibli style portrait or Studio Ghibli style art. Either ways, this is what it is, right? It has flooded the internet from Twitter to Facebook or X, right? So if you want to create yours, of course, all you need to do is just use the simple prompt. You can say recreate this image in Ghibli style, or turn this to a Ghibli style portrait. Anyone works. So this is a picture of mine, and this is the Ghibli version, right? Which makes sense. So I did multiple just to show you. So this is one, you can see came out nice. Now the reason I'm not doing some of these things is because it will take time, like few minutes to, let's say seconds, to generate. So I have them generated, so I'm just showing you what I've done so far. You can see, and all of this looks nice, pretty amazing, right? We are going to 40, remember. Now the fourth use case is, so let me show you. This was the original image, right? Then I recreated it to be a Ghibli style art, and then I wanted to do some editing. So the interesting part about this new model is you can also use it to edit. So the interesting part is, with this image, right, you can now use it to create graphics for your social media and all of that. So that was exactly what I did here. So this GenniBit wanted to like celebrate or create a graphics for Happy New Month for April, right? So I just decided to use this. You can see, and you can edit. That is the interesting part. You can just edit with text, tell it what you want to change. Now yeah, I love the image, but then I have to tell it, can you make the subject mature, because GenniBit is not a kiddies company, right? And we have this. I also said I want it in square dimension. So another thing you can do is you can decide to change the dimension or aspect ratio of your image. So that was what I did here, square dimension, right? I said he's not smiling, and then it's made that edit. So this was the final version of what we created. So you can also use it for your social media. Let me also show you something here. Let's say the fifth use case. Now look at this particular picture, and then look at this particular picture. I want to blend this into one by using the background in this picture for this particular image. And I told it, use everything, it should be use every details. Use every details and element in the background of image 1 and replace with the background in image 2. You can see, and it did that perfectly well. Don't worry about the hands for now, but then it got that right. So another thing you can do is you can blend multiple images. If you want to combine different elements, you can do that as well. You can see then I also edited, almost perfect, but the hands look deformed, which it was fixed. And the seventh use case I would like to share with you is the fact that you can extend the output or reduce the aspect ratio of the output in whatever aspect ratio you want. You can see extend. So let's say 9:16. So let's see. So this is the seventh use case. Awesome. Now look at that. So this was the landscape version, 16:9, and this is the other one in 9:16. So you can just reframe it. I don't know if that is the correct word anyway. The eighth use case I would like to share with you is, if you love comics or you like telling stories, right? You might want to try this out. So outside generating the Ghibli style art, you can as well do this. So there are different styles as well, or different art styles that you can as well do. So this is pixel style. You can see this is the pixel version. And also this might not be a use case, but some people might not know. So I'll just add this as part of the use cases, right? You can as well inscribe text. This used to be a very difficult thing to do with text to image AI model, but ChatGPT is one of the best model out there right now that can incorporate text perfectly well and very eligible. We used to have Recraft, ideogram, I think, right? But now ChatGPT is part of the mix. I asked it to add the pixel label, which is written on it. You can see. Now let me show you some other styles. This is okay. We have Ghibli already. We have caricature, right? Caricature or caricature, I don't know. Then there is the manga style, right? This is oil on canvas version and Picasso version. There are others anyway. Now, what makes this particular model different from every other model out there, or even different from the previous image model that ChatGPT has, which is the DALL-E 3, is the fact that this is natively integrated into the GPT-4o model. So it has some knowledge about the world. For example, meme is a thing for social media content creation. Like everybody vibes with meme, right? Now, the ninth use case I would like to share with you is the fact that you can use this for generating memes. So let's try it. I'll just click on create image, or you can just go directly and say generate the real self meme with a random text. You can see, you can just prompt it directly to generate the image or an image for you. So that's one thing. Now, why is this, or how is this possible? It is possible because the image model we are using right now is integrated natively inside of the ChatGPT 4o model, and ChatGPT 4o model has knowledge about the world at large, right? So it means the model knows about some of these memes. So if you have a meme in your head, you can just decide to use it here. So you can see you can't fail if you never try. I'm very sure some of you watching this must have seen this. So the 10th use case is customizing the meme. So you can decide to use a different style, just like I show you. You can decide to turn this to a Ghibli style art if you want, or just swap the face. We'll get there anyway. But here we'll be focusing on the text. You can see replace the text with, so this is for one of our programs at GenniBit. You can see it even extended the image automatically because of the caption I used. You can see, so that makes a lot of sense. And like I said, you can also do some editing. Now let me show you something, right, called in painting in the world of AI art. Now let's assume you have generated an image and there is a particular part. It could be the object, the subject, or a text that you want to make some adjustment. So if you look at this very well, you can see it should be master it first, right? So there is error here, so it happens. Now what you need to do is click on that image and you see this particular thing called select, or menu called select. So you can highlight the part you want to make changes to. So this is the 11th use case called in painting. You highlight the part you want to make adjustment through, and then automatically it will select that part and you can make whatever adjustment you want to make. But I already did that. So let me close this and you can see it's corrected it, master it first with GAL, right? Okay, now another popular meme is this. So let me just show you this as well. So if you know the meme you want to use, you can just use it, or you can upload the meme and do whatever customization you want to do. So look at this. Now generate the distracted boyfriend meme. Then I decided to change the words. Master AI in 10 days with GenniBit GAL for free. Now the 12th use case I would like to share with you is kind of similar to this, but this is about branding the meme that you are generating or that you generated, because memes is like a social media culture, right? So this is an interesting use case that we use at GenniBit as well. Now if you followed the Olympics last year, that is Paris 2024, right? There is this Turkish shooter that went viral for his composure and the way he just like had confidence shooting, right? It became a viral sensation last year, and this is like the Ghibli version of the man, right? I think Yusuf from Turkey. So we decided to just personalize it to our brand. So this is like an ad for GenniBit, which I showed you earlier. Then I decided to just swap the logo that we have on the shirt, sorry, on the hoodie, with what he's putting on. You can see now we move from this rather to this. So you just need to be creative. You can see now he's putting on the GenniBit hoodie. So if you are familiar with this meme, you would want to see, oh, what is he saying? But it is kind of different from what you are used to, right? So I decided to do some other adjustment. Now I said I want you to extend the image to the left, then incorporate an object with clear and eligible label. You can see this here. So here is the thing, I've mentioned repeatedly that you can use it for blending images, right? And here as well, you see we are incorporating a new object and it did it perfectly well. and I did some other adjustment, and this was the final version, right? Even though we still did some minor editing. I hope that makes sense. I hope you are discovering some new use cases, right? If yes, please give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can show it to more people. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell notification. Just before we proceed, I have a good news to share with you. Do you ever feel left behind or overwhelmed when you hear artificial intelligence? Well, the good news is this. GenniBit, an edtech company based in Poland and also backed by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, is offering a free and inclusive program tagged Generative AI LaunchPad. The goal of this program is to move you from a beginner to a pro, in essence helping you develop your AI confidence in just 10 days. Now, this is a free program, and regardless of your current knowledge or skills with AI, you can apply for this program. So just visit the link you are currently seeing on your screen, gennibit.com/GAL. Apply. Application closes very soon. All right, so let's go back to our video. Here is the interesting part. Before I publish this video, OpenAI also released an update called Library. So if you check the left panel, the left navigation panel, you will see Library under Explore GPTs. This might change, but right now this is where it is. And what makes it interesting is the fact that when you click on Library, you'll be able to access all of your images, like everything, all the images you have created using the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model. Can you see? Everything is right here. So this was like the images I also shown here for Bumoye brand, just creating the brand asset, right? And when you click on any of them, you can decide to edit. You can see edit with words, so you can describe what you want to add, what you want to remove, right? And you can also move to the next one. You can decide to download. You can also share this. You can see share to LinkedIn and other platforms. So we can say this video covers almost everything, even the latest updates regarding the ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model. Meanwhile, there are some other updates they also released recently, but probably I will send that out as a newsletter. So if you are not on my email list, if you are not subscribed to our newsletter, what I would advise you to do is go to adelkesamuel.com/AI-tribe. Go there, join the list, and be expecting a newsletter from me. So let's continue. Welcome back. Now let's look at some business use cases of the new ChatGPT image generation model. So the first one here is you generating an advert image for your product. Now you can see from this portable popcorn machine, I was able to generate this with a line of prompt. Add the background, making it attention grabbing for product adverts. You can see, and the model deduced text to use, the color combination, and everything. In fact, the popcorn looks more enticing from the regenerated advert. Look at that. So that is use case number 13. You can as well create a variation. You can see create another variation, and we have this. If you have a text or some elements you want to incorporate, you can decide to just go ahead to do that. The 14th use case would be targeted product mockup. Now, in a situation whereby you sell a product, and this product can be used by different people, different customers, probably you have different customer segments in your customer profile. You can then pick that product and tell AI or ChatGPT to generate a photo or an image of one of your customer segments using your product. For example, this is a nurse wearing this shoe or sneaker. Another one could be, let's say, someone going to the gym, fitness enthusiast, right? Another one could be athlete. So just like that, you can have different variation of your product image, and you can use this for advert, for marketing, This way you capture different segments of your customers. Okay, the 15th one here is fashion product mockup. In fact, for this one, I did this myself and I'll be sharing with you. Let me show you what I did actually. Now, this particular picture was taken using my camera. So I took these pictures and then the beanie, right? So a friend of mine crocheted this and she's trying to sell it on OLX, but then nobody has reached out yet because she's using just normal pictures, right? So I thought of why not just try something like this. Let's model what you created, right? Then very simple prompt. I just said put this on a polished model. You can see we have this. Now I wanted it to retain the original style and also the gradient colors. Then we have this. So this way, if you have a fashion brand, you can easily model what you sell. Even if it is something you made yourself, probably you sew it yourself, you can as well model it. Now the next one here is similar to the previous one, but then this model or whoever is putting on this, they are generated with AI. They are not real human being. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So far you have a product, either the one you captured from your phone or with your phone, or you downloaded online. You can ask AI to put it on, to wear it, to model it. Okay, now let's look at the 16th use case, which is user-generated content style ads. Now this is similar to the previous one as well, but if you're in the beauty niche, you do e-commerce business and you sell this kind of product, probably beauty, skincare, health, supplements, and all of these things, right? You can easily just create this TikTok style advert. Basically, just upload your product picture and then prompt it describing how you want the model to look like, right? So that is another use case. But what if you want to personalize the UGC? For example, you have a product and you want to be the one holding the product yourself. So you're not just using some random image generated by AI. What you can do is take your picture and also the product picture and use a prompt like this, and it provided this particular image. You can see, so more like me advertising my product. So you can do the same, even though it kind of altered the face a little, which is not that bad, right? So this is a good use case. Now another use case, which is the 18th case, would be let's say you have a book. It could be a digital book, it could be a physical book, even a lead magnet that you just want to, let's say, have someone reading it. So this is good for authors, for marketers, for business owners, sales professionals that are trying to generate leads. So you can just create, maybe you have a lead magnet in form of an ebook. You can do something like this. So I shared with you how I created this at the beginning of this tutorial, or at the beginning of this video, right? And then I just took this picture of a book that I have here with me, and I use this simple prompt: create an image of the person in image 1 reading the book in image 2. You can see, then we have something like this. And I even decided to add a warm background, right? And you have this. You can decide to just add everything in the prompt and you'll be good to go. Okay, I hope you are getting value. If yes, please do well to love this video. Give it a thumbs up so that YouTube can show it to more people. And also, I would love to know which of these use cases you find interesting. Please put it in the comment section, or you'll be trying out. Let me know. And if you also have a request of a detailed tutorial on any of these use cases, you can also drop in the comment. I'll consider creating a detailed video on that. Now, another thing you can do is this, especially if you are doing any promotion, sales promotion, or there is holiday season and you are trying to promote your product. Let's say during Easter, you are trying to run a sales campaign, or during festive season, you are trying to run a sales campaign, or you have an offer currently ongoing and you want to ensure people do not miss out. You can create this kind of UGC style social sales poster. So just use this prompt, create image of a UGC style photo of a woman. You can replace with a man depending on what you are trying to do, holding a post-it note toward the camera. The note says, so you can customize what should be written on the note. So if you have like a promo code you'd like to share, you can add that. If you have an important date you would like to add, you can as well do that. This was shared by Lorenzo Green on Twitter. Meanwhile, you can as well follow me on Twitter now. I'm active there on Twitter at DelekeSamuel01. Check me out and follow. I'll be sharing more AI related stuff there. Okay, so the last one in this category will be wireframe art template. I'll share with you something similar on how you can use this model for generating carousel. It is quite similar to this, but this one now is for add template. Now look at this. What this Wireframe did was, I think it was one that generated this particular image as well. Then it decided to create for various cabs, right? So it created a wireframe add template, then provided GPT or ChatGPT with details and brief of what it's trying to do, and also uploaded the product images so you can see it clearly. But then it says sub headline, product image 1, product image 2, product image 3, product image 4. So basically all of these product images will be placed where it is specified. Then the hero image itself, which is the main image, and the feature 1 icon, feature 2 icon, and all of this will also be placed there. So this is the final output on the left, and then the wireframe on the right, which I think this is a good use case to explore. If you have an agency or a marketing agency that creates arts creative for businesses, this is something you can explore. Now let's look at some educational use cases for the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model. For example, let's say you want to create educational content that is easy to understand. You can decide to create this kind of ads, or let's say images, called educational explainer style illustration, and then you can add whatever text you want to add to it. You can see it generated this. I'm sure you must have seen something similar to this. But another interesting use case of this image generation model is you can specify the color code or the color you want to use. Even though you do not know the color code, the X color code now, you could just specify, okay, I want navy blue, I want teal color, and it will do that. So for GenniBit, this is our brand color. So I asked it to use our brand color and it gave me this. So look at that. Although this looks more appealing, visually appealing, but we want something on brand, right? So now let's look at the 23rd use case, which is quite similar to this explainer style images or illustration. But then let's say you want to tell a story in a comical way, or you want to share a piece of information in a way that people can follow through from the beginning till the end. More like explainer illustration, but in a different style, right? So you can also try this. Anyway, so this was the content we wanted to generate. I saw this and I asked it to adopt the same style, even though it's used the same illustration, the same element rather. I then asked it to use bright colors that pop, which it did, but then this is not on brand, and also the visual element seems not to align with what I have in mind. So this is actually the framework, the first step framework we adopt at GenniBit to teach AI. So we teach you the basics, the foundational knowledge, so you understand the concept, the core concept of AI. Then we show you how you can apply AI in real world, in real context, and then move forward to teaching you how you can personalize your AI system and even the workflow. And the last part is integrating this in your daily routine, your personal life and your professional life. Anyways, if you want to master AI in 10 days, go to gennibit.com/GAL. It is free. Okay, so let's continue. Then I asked you to use colors. You can see bright colors while maintaining the brand colors. And this was the final version. And we have this and this. So let's continue on the educational use cases. So here is the thing. I created another version of this particular image or explainer illustration, but this was detailed using Imagene prompt generator, which I'll talk about briefly. You see, we have this, then I said create another version. We have this, right? So we can decide to go with this or go with this. Now the 24th use case would be using this to generate infographics. So for example, let's say we want to simplify understanding of a particular concept. So I would let's just use something that is current. So I would say, so let's say this is what we want to search, and I will turn on the search tool. So it is searching the web for us now. This is actually correct. Now based on what we have, let's now create an infographic. So I will say create. So here is the interesting part of the image generation model. It is the fact that it can use the context on your chart. So I'm not saying create an infographics and explaining what I want it to create an infographics on. It already has information about this on this chart. How does that make sense? So there is no need to recreate it. Okay, so let's see what it will come up with. Now look at that. You can see what it did here. It distilled all of this information into something easy to consume. And this is actually true, yeah. OpenAI GPT 4.5 has strong world knowledge and emotional intelligence. Exactly. And everything right there is just accurate. You can see now you can easily just create infographics on anything. Or let's say create an infographic on how to boil egg. Now we used information from the internet for this particular one. Now this is another one whereby we are just asking a question that it probably has knowledge about. So it is not sourcing the answer from the internet. Another one I could have tried would be explain how agentic AI works. So this way, if you are trying to understand a concept, you can use it. And if you are a teacher, especially if you are teaching kids, teenagers, this will be very helpful to visualize what you are teaching them. Okay, let's look at this. How to boil eggs. Okay, place eggs in a saucepan, cover with water, and bring to a boil. And there you have it. Let me call on Imagene. So I will say, can you, okay. Anyway, so Imagene is used for generating image prompts. And to use it, it is free. Just go to adelikesami.com/Imagene. You need to go there first and just click on generate prompt. Just start a chat with it. Then you can have access and you can call it on your chat. Just use type Imagene and you have it. Okay, so it's asking some questions. So you can see we have a detailed prompt. So let's copy all of this prompt. Let's copy everything and ask ChatGPT to generate again. Okay, so we'll say this and let's paste and see what it will come up with. Now look at the difference between this and then this one that we created using Imagene. Look at this, looks more appealing, more illustrative, and easy to understand. Can you see? So that's the essence of having a GPT like Imagene. It is free of charge. Just go to adelikesami.com/Imagene. It is a GPT for generating image and graphics design prompt. Now let's try something interesting. So let's say we want to generate a graphics. I know image is kind of easy to generate, right? So let's assume we want to generate a graphics using Imagene. So there are different ways you can go about it, but let's start with generate prompt. You can use for image generation as well though. So it will ask you, okay, what prompt? No. So what are you trying to generate? Now, I will tell it to generate a graphics prompt promoting generative AI LaunchPad, and it would add registration deadline May 10, 2025, and CTA, call to action, apply here. So we would have this as well, GenniBit.com/GAL. So this is what we are trying to create, and it will generate a detailed prompt for us. Okay, one more thing, let's add the brand colors. So I would say incorporate GenniBit brand colors. Okay, so this is what we'll do. We'll generate using this first prompt and also the second prompt. So let's do that. Look at these graphics. Imagene generated the prompt, and then we use the ChatGPT image generation model to then generate the design itself. Look at all of the details that I mentioned was included. Look at, you can see my question at the beginning of this video is this: is AI replacing graphics designer? I want you to be the judge. Okay, now that case would be using the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model for generating carousel posts. Now, carousel is good if you want to educate your audience about your product, or you want to teach them something that helps them solve a problem, right? Problem that people in your industry are facing. You can use carousel to do that. Now, to do this, I decided to use GenniBot. So GenniBot is our internal smart assistant that we use internally at GenniBit to retrieve information, brainstorm, and also plan content. So I asked it, how does GenniBit intend to fix AI education skill gap? Then it provided me with all of this information based on what it knows and has about GenniBit. Then I asked it to turn this to a 7-slide carousel. Now, once you have this, you can now use this prompt. Just follow this. I don't know why there is a repetition here though, but basically just ask it to create a 7-slide. I purposely added LinkedIn so it knows, okay, this is for LinkedIn, right? You can just open it up to be carousel based on how GenniBit is fixing the AI education skills gap. Then we have cover, the cover page. We have the slide 1, slide 2, up to the last one, slide 7. Now, these are some important information you might want to add, right? Like the tone, the style. So the tone, honest, relatable, grounded, like a letter to a friend. Style, carousel storytelling with a consistent illustrated character. You might not even need to add all of this anyway. And visual language, because this is for GenniBit brand. Of course, I want it to be consistent with the brand colors. And carousel dimension. For LinkedIn carousel, you want to use something like this, right? Then I said create one at a time. And now we have the cover page. We have page 2, we have page 3, we have page 4, we have page 5. And just like that, we have our carousel that we can now post to promote GenniBit. Of course, if I want to do this, I'll make some adjustments here and there. You can as well make some adjustments using ChatGPT. For example, let's say I want to make some adjustment. I could just select this particular path. So I can decide to clean it up or tell it to make the text color white. You can do anything, like anything at all. Anyways, while that is loading, and I asked it to export everything that it's generated into a PDF. You can see into a PDF, and it did. Yes, in case you do not know, ChatGPT has that capability to export files. It could be in .doc, .csv, .pdf. It is capable of doing that. And here is the document. You can see, here is it. And you can just upload on LinkedIn. Okay, so these are some use cases or educational use cases. Now let's go back to marketing, business, and the likes. So the 27th use case is using the ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model for generating logo for a business. And I have the details of the business, the name, what the business does, and the brand colors. It was able to generate this. Look at. And I asked it to output just the logo icon. By now, you should also know you can remove background of an image using this model. You can see it's currently transparent. Now, the 28th use case is using this new image generation model by ChatGPT to generate a model putting on your brand merch. And I did for the female version, I did the male version. Very, very cool stuff, right? Okay, the 29th use case is then to mock up on an object. Before now, you'd have to use tools, paid tools to do this. But now you can see you can do all of this easy peasy using the ChatGPT image generation model. Now, the 30th use case is generating your logo being placed on a storefront. Now, it could be any kind of building. You can specify the building, but then it can also be used to advertise the business, right? Or take a picture of your brand and have it being enhanced using ChatGPT 4.0 model. Look at that. I just asked it to create image placing the logo on a full fashion storefront for Bumoye brand. And I also asked it to output the night version, right? Look at very similar. Okay, now let's look at the 31st use case. Now, this is to use the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model to generate a UI UX mockup of your website, of your app. It could be in mobile version, desktop version, any version at all. Just specify. Now, looking at this prompt, I did not write it. I also used Imagene to craft the prompt for me, and it gave me a detailed prompt. When I pasted this prompt, it then turned this to a code and opened in Canvas. Although this is not about, this video is not about Canvas, but in case you do not know, you can write code and even preview it inside of ChatGPT on Canvas. And it generated this code like a landing or home page. You can run the code as well. You see, even though some of the images are not available because you cannot access or reference the images. We are not on local desktop. Anyways, then I asked it to create image. So I selected the create image option, and then we have this. Look at this. Was not done by a UI UX designer. It was done by ChatGPT. Look at that. Elegant, and also maintain brand color. I then asked it to put in a laptop frame. Okay, so the 32nd use case here would be creating advert like this. It is called over the shoulder shot of someone probably checking out your website, looking at your app. You can just have your logo there. It is a UGC kind of advert. It works for digital product or even for physical product, right? Look at that. And it looks amazing. If you want to take it a step further, animate the image, and probably they will be scrolling through the website. So yeah, this is the 32nd use case. Please, if you have been gaining value so far, getting clarity on what you can try out, new ideas, inspiration of what you can use the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model for, please do well to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, do well to hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell notification, because I've been away for a while, but I'm back to creating valuable content for you. And also let me know in the comment section which of these use cases you would love to try. Put them in the comment section. Let's look at some other marketing use cases of the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model. This is a popular art style called the iOS Note ad. Basically, this person uploaded the image and then asked it to create the same or to replicate it for an ad promoting Tesla. So we have Tesla. So basically, it is the product and the benefits of the product or features of the product. So you can also replicate for your own product. And then this is creating an ad using the Mad Men style. I actually don't know about this, but then I just saw it. I decided to add this to the list of options, to the list of use cases, right? 34th use case. I also saw this by Lorenzo. So basically uploading your product and asking it to create an advert for the product. I think I shared something similar earlier. And the same thing applies to this. Can you see, can you make this soft scale, just like kind of giving it some background and making it look even more appealing? Yeah, so that's the idea. All right, so the 35th use case is blending two images together. Blending two images. So probably you saw an art style you would like to replicate with your own product. So upload the image you saw and then upload your product image on the side and give it the instruction on what you want it to do. In this case, the original image, the person was holding a beer, and then uploaded the image to swap the bear for the cup, the product image. You can see, and it looks nice. Something similar to this. This person was holding a different bag, uploaded the image, and then it was swapped into the image of the person, right? So that is also another use case to consider. This one now, a new person was swapped into the original image. Can you see create image for this ad but change the model? And also for this, I just thought of including it, not similar to this, but then you can extract images, you can extract colors from a whole image. Probably you are creating a mood board, right? So you can extract colors, objects, and elements to use, right? So that makes sense as well. Okay, now the 36th use case, I've actually lost count. You can as well use the image model for 3D image generation. You probably have seen this going viral. For some reasons, I've not jumped on the trend, but then I just saw this from the social media orga. This is another one. So basically, it is you describing yourself, what you do, and then including some gadgets, equipment, accessories that you use that describes your profession, right? So that's just the idea. Okay, similar to the other one, just another 3D image generation of yourself in action figure. This one looks much more realistic. Okay, so let's look at the 37th use case. No, this is good for graphics designers. You can easily create text effect, describe the effect you want, and then include the text you also want to have the effect on, and basically it generates it. You can as well upload an effect that you saw online or you downloaded somewhere and ask it to replicate with your own. Now let's look at some use cases of the new ChatGPT 4o image generation model for YouTubers. This is one. For example, you can upload an image of yourself and then ask ChatGPT to generate different expressions like being shocked, disappointed, camera shy, excited, happy, so in different expressions. This is good for YouTubers, so you can use on your thumbnail because you want to communicate some things, some emotions through your thumbnail so that people can watch the video. Okay, this is another one. Just a portrait picture was uploaded, and then the person has created the YouTube thumbnail of this person with his hands on his face, acting surprised on one side, and in the other, a ChatGPT window with a shocking font that says GPT-4o is insane. You can see now you can easily create thumbnails for your YouTube videos. Okay, now the 40th use case will be resurrecting or restoring old drawing or old pictures. For example, this was the original, then it was enhanced. Now this is for the first use case, transforming a diagram or a drawing into real picture, into real image. You can see this from what was on the right to what we now have on the left. Okay, for the second is similar to the previous one. You have a drawing on a paper. This is even raw drawing on a paper, and then you describe what you want it to do. Now you need to pay attention if you want to use ChatGPT 4o image generation model for generating or designing your YouTube thumbnail. There is a prompt template that you can use. So you can say stuff like, turn this sketch into a hyper-realistic YouTube thumbnail using, you want to mention the dimension, 1920 by 1080 pixel, right? And you want to also specify the text you want to retain or maintain, because you have labeling all over the diagram. So you want to specify, okay, I want to have this particular text. This should be maintained, right? And then let it know the rest of the text are just instructions that it needs to follow. So just do this, try it out, and you'll be amazed with the result. So the first one is generating YouTube thumbnail, like everything generated, you just have the drawing. Another one is similar to this. This was hand drawn. This was like digital sketch to image. You can see make a realistic image based on a 16:9 sketch. You can see, and it was able to deliver on that. Okay, so this is the 43rd use case. I think I've lost count, I don't know. Now, this is also similar to the previous one. It's just that this is a D2 sketch, but then it has a person's image with some labeling. So this is also similar to the previous one. Okay, so the 44th use case, similar to the previous one. Okay, and this as well. Let's look at this as well. Now, let's assume you saw a thumbnail. For example, this is a thumbnail by Mr. Beast, I think the #1 YouTuber as at the time of recording this video. So this person decided to replace or swap their face into the thumbnail. That is another crazy use case. We have covered some of these, but for thumbnail, you can also, similar to this as well. This was the original image. This is the image that was swapped to the original image. You can see, easy peasy. Okay, let's look at the 47th use case. Now, this was just a normal image, and then the person wanted it to be more enhanced. So turn this draft into a realistic design, blend everything perfectly, and make sure the thumbnail is 1920 by 1080. So you want to specify dimension, very, very important. Okay, the 47th, which is similar to one of the use cases I've shared, is to sharpen a photo and make it more enhanced. So this was blurry before, and it was able to enhance the photo. So these are other examples that you can also look at. The ones on the left are the original, the one on the right are ChatGPT generated thumbnail. So you can draw inspiration from this. And also we have this original input ChatGPT thumbnail, similar, just swapping imagery or text and all of that. Okay, let's look at the 49th use case. Now this is combining for interior designers. Maybe you want to draw inspiration, or you just want to visualize how everything will be when you eventually work on an interior. So you can see here we have the prompt: put the chair and the coffee table into the office space and make it nighttime. Look at that, perfect. Put the chair there and also made it nighttime. This is another one, 30th use case. We have this image, then a painting of Mona Lisa was placed on the wall. So you can use this. I'm not saying you should deceive people, but then it can be used to advertise and market your properties. Okay, so the last one, which is similar to the previous one, is combining different objects and making them into one image. Like I said, this is perfect for interior designers. You can see, generate an image of this living room, redone to add the attached geometric rug, the table lamps, put them on the existing side tables, the wall art, and just specify the placement of the object. That is if you know and you want to be specific. You can as well just give it and tell it to do. So these are 50 use cases of the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model. I want to believe you have gotten ideas of some things it can do and what it cannot do now. Share this with your community, share this with your friends, share it with anybody that want to master how to use the new ChatGPT 4.0 image generation model to generate, to create, to also design. And I hope you love it and got value. Also, don't forget to join the free and inclusive generative AI launchpad to help you master AI in 10 days, regardless of your current knowledge. And you'll be certified by GenniBit, an edtech company in Poland, backed by the EIT, European Institute of Technology. It is free. Visit gennibit.com/GAL or the link on your screen. Also, don't forget to join my AI tribe. That is the community where I share the latest news on AI and everything happening in the world of artificial intelligence. Go to adelekesami.com/AI-tribe and also join my WhatsApp channel. For quick updates. There are some things I will not be sharing on YouTube and all of that, but they will go on the WhatsApp channel. So go to adelekesami.com/WhatsApp. Okay, so go watch this other tutorial and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.